John 5:39, man. After that, what is it? Isaiah 42 and 8. I'm gonna show y'all something this dude was asking me about. This man, we're referring to something in the book of Isaiah when they say, how can he give his esteem to another? Y'all familiar with that verse with dudes that say they don't believe in the master, how they always scream that? Well, you go look at that today, I promise you will, but we'll start at verse 5 though, in Isaiah 42. John 5:39, we got to roll like an avalanche.
Search the scriptures, for in them you think ye have eternal life.
Hold on, what did he say?
Search the scriptures.
Matter of fact, before we hit Isaiah 42, I'm going to deal with something in that Psalm 14. Finish it up.
Search the scriptures, for in them you think ye have eternal life. They are they which testify of me. And you will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men.
Why is that?
But I know you, that you have not the love of Alahym.
Keep going.
I come in my Father's name, and ye receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him ye will receive.
What he throwing for them?
How can ye believe?
How can you work?
How can you believe?
How can you work?
How can you believe?
That do what?
Which receive honor one from another.
Don't do what?
And seek not the honor that cometh from Alahym.
Now Psalm 14 and 1, we talked about that last night. That's what niggas calling them. What I'm gonna do with another nigga telling me I'm the man? What I'm gonna do with that? Your self-esteem that low, you need somebody to tell you that? You know what I'm saying? Your self-worth that low that you need validation from somebody who dust and ashes like you is. Don't get me wrong, everybody likes to be appreciated and acknowledged for doing a job well done. You know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted. Nobody gonna sit here and be like, you know what I'm saying, you made a good meal and you don't want nobody to tell you that it tastes good. You know what I'm saying? But it's the same token this man told you, if you do your own, keep that to yourself. If you pray, keep that to yourself. Because what you want is you want another nigga to tell you how righteous you are, how good you are. I mean, your self-esteem is low and you need to really go check yourself because you got a serious issue and a problem. You know what I'm saying? Because you need to be able to know that as long as Alahym ride with me, what I care what this nigga think about me for. That's why people be sitting and doing stuff they ain't got no business because they worry about what somebody else think about them. Because you want somebody else to tell you how good you are. But Alahym gonna tell you, I don't know you. So what good? That's not a good trade-off. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather have niggas tell me I ain't this and I ain't that, you know what I'm talking about, or be constipated and keep it to themselves, than my Alahym look me in the face and tell me, I don't rock with you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'll take that. Come on, Psalm 14 and 1.
The fool says in his heart, there is no Alahym.
He said there's no what?
There is no Alahym.
Well, go ahead.
They are corrupt.
They what?
They are corrupt.
And what else though?
They have done abominable works.
Abominable works.
There's none that do good.
He said ain't none that do good. Remember the master said there's none good but one. That's why he said it. That's where that come from. Go ahead though. But listen to the next thing he said.
The Lord looked down from Alahym on the children of men.
He looking for the children of men. And what is he looking for them to do?
See if there are any that did understand and seek Alahym.
So how many people are actually seeking after this man? Because what did he tell them people to do when they seen him? What he kept telling them? Follow me. So how many of them is actually seeking after this man? He saying understand Alahym. Don't give me Luke 24 and 44 real fast. When he say how many are seeking to understand, how many of them actually seeking this man that they may understand him and know him and make be conformable to his sufferings and have fellowship with his death? How many people are actually seeking after this man to understand him and to know him so they can see that he didn't give his esteem to a graven image, he gave it to his son so his son could give it to you. So everybody could be a part of the Alahym family. That's how dumb niggas is. You know what I'm saying? He giving his esteem to another. There's nowhere in this book where you see a father don't give his esteem to his firstborn son. Are you dumb? Do you not know the instructions? You know what I'm saying? After you read that Luke 24 and 44, grab me that Ecclesiastes 12 and 1 because it was something there too. Come on with it though.
And he said unto them, these are the words which I spake unto you.
That I spake unto you while I was what?
Yet with you.
What else?
That all things must be fulfilled.
Must be what?
They must be fulfilled.
With a written where?
Which were written in the law of Moses.
And where?
And in the prophets.
And where?
And in the Psalms.
And where?
Concerning me.
And why is that?
Then opened he their understanding that they might understand the scriptures.
Now see, he opened it up that they might understand it. You know, every time when I make supplication with y'all, what do we quote? 1 John 5 and 20, that he says, we know that the Son of Alahym has come and given us an understanding that we may know him that is true and that we are in him that is true. And this is the true Alahym, even eternal life. So for you to seek, if you seeking to understand the Alahym, that means you seeking life. This means you're seeking his son. He said, you won't seek after me so that I might give you life. You're not even looking for that. So he looking down to see how many people looking for a son. We don't read John chapter 1. John chapter 1, they say, we found him. You know what I'm saying? The one Moses told us about, the Mashiach, the anointed one, we found him. Because they were looking for him. You know what I'm saying? How many people are actually looking for this man? Because if you're looking for this man, then you will become this man. And if you will become this man, then you'll live forever. And then all the fornicating excrement that niggas got going on will cease. You know what I'm saying? And if you got a brain, you know what I just said as it goes on in the streets, but we don't talk like that no more. All that type of stuff will cease. You know what I'm talking about? You would stand up and you would be a man. You'd be a soldier. You'd be a rider. You'd be thorough. You'd be 100. You'd be solid as marble. You know what I'm talking about? That's how we supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be if we're going to be like this man. Like we were talking about last night. When that man come try to get you to sell your birthright for a bowl of beans, what you going to do? Is you going to sit back and look at it? I don't want that birthright. I'm hungry. What good is he going to do for me? I'm going to die. And in all actuality, you's a buster. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of people that sit back, they like to scream the name of y'all, they like to quote this and quote that, but you're not solid though, and niggas know it. So if niggas know it, you know Alahym know it. You know what I'm saying? If you know people in the street know you ain't solid, you know he know it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't what you fronting for. I only see why people pick up the book and front for. Just go ahead, put it down, eat, drink, and be married, because tomorrow you die. You know what I'm talking about? If you're going to do it, then do it. If you're going to play, go get a Nintendo, man. They're coming out with the old one, man. They come like with 30 games. Y'all seen that? The old Nintendo, they coming out with that, man. They re-releasing it, man. You got to come with 30 games, man. Go play with that. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is don't play with your life, though. I done told y'all this before, man. That's like playing Russian roulette with an AK-47. Ain't no way in the world you're not going to win. You're going to lose that game every single time. Don't play with your soul. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to do it, then do it. If you're not going to do it, then do what you always been doing. Do what you're comfortable with. You know what I'm saying? This ain't nothing just, like people say you playing with God. You're not playing with God, you're playing with yourself. That man say he that is a hearer of the word and not a doer is lying to himself. So you playing with yourself. You know what I'm saying? You are literally committing asexual reproduction. Go ahead. Please ask T12.
Remember now the Creator in the days of thy youth.
Why he say remember your Creator in the days of your what?
Your youth.
Now what y'all think he could really be talking about? I ain't even thinking about Adam. Keep on going though. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about.
While the evil days come not, no years draw near.
He say, well, the evil days come not, the days are near. Now I want y'all to really think. He say, remember your Creator in the days of your youth. What is the days of your youth then?
I think about when Mashiach was 12 inside of the temple.
I was about to say that too though.
When
He said he
was in Egypt.
No, wait, finish this word. That's everything in that book? No, go ahead, sir.
I have no pleasure in when thou shalt say I have no pleasure in.
Say you have no pleasure in it, right? What it is? What is it? It's about Luke chapter 5. I want man. Tell me what it is about verse 32. And after you get this Luke chapter 5 about verse 32, I need you to swing and get me John chapter 3 verse 1. What I'm talking about, boy, they are fashionably late.
You said Luke.
Yeah, give me Luke 5 and 32.
Luke 5 verse 32. I came not to call the righteous, but sinners to repentance.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And they said unto him, why do the disciples of John fast
it's
often
still some
and make
chairs.
prayers, and likewise
I think it's still some
the disciples of the Pharisees? But thine eat and drink. And he said unto them,
That might not
can
be
you
what I
make the
want.
children
Just keep on reading them.
Can you make the children of the bride chamber fast while the bridegroom is with them? But the days will come when the bridegroom shall take away from them, and then shall they fast in those days.
It's all good. It's gonna roll into what I want. Come on, go ahead.
And he spake also a parable unto them.
What he told?
No man putteth a piece of new garment upon a old.
No, they don't do that. Why's that?
If otherwise, then both the new make of a rent, and the piece that was taken out of the new agreeth not with the old. And no man putteth new wine into old bottles, else the new wine will burst the bottles and be spilled, and the bottles shall perish.
And perish.
But new wine must be put into new bottles.
New bottles.
And both are preserved.
And they're going to be preserved. Now remember he said you need to remember remember your Creator in the days of your youth. Right? Says before the evil days come, that you won't have any pleasure in them. See, in another place where when they quote the parable, he say, because no man straightway desire the new, because he said the old is better. You know what I'm telling you? See, don't nobody straightway desire to make a fundamental change in their mental state, and their emotional state, and in their spiritual state, because they're comfortable doing what they've always been doing. See, people are creatures of habit. You know what I'm saying? And people resist change vehemently. This is why you sit back. That's why I be telling y'all, man, you talk to people about the word, they go, man, leave them people alone. You know what I'm saying? People resist change. If your heart is not open to change, you're going to resist it. I don't want to hear that. Don't tell me I've been living a lie for 40 years. I don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? I've been comfortable getting every year, putting my children in this outfit and sending them to get candy from the neighbors. Every year I'm used to going around here to holler at my people in the last Thursday in November. And every year I'm used to going to get these gifts and drinking apple cider and eggnog. And don't tell me that it's wrong. I don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? The people don't want to hear that. But what do most people do? You scared of trying to hit them with it. And what do they steady do? Steady resist. You know what I'm saying? You have to leave people alone. You know what I'm saying? The greatest testimony a man could give is just live it. If they don't get it, they going to hell. What difference does it make? Where your soul gonna be at? How can you be so concerned about if your to save somebody else's soul and your soul ain't saved yet? You know what I'm saying? Now, as he was mentioned earlier, once your soul gets sealed, you know, make it do what it do. But you have to sit back and realize you're not gonna save everybody, and if you think you are, you're a fool. Do you know what I'm saying? That's something I learned a long time ago. You will not save everybody. It will not happen. And everybody does not have the heart, the will, the discipline, nor the skill to walk in this man's word. There are people who claim this word that do not have the heart, the skill, the desire, or the testicular fortitude to stick this out. You know what I'm saying? That's just the reality of it. There's people sitting in this room that are not going to make it. You know what I'm saying? That's the reality of it. We know that in the law. 600,000 came out. All them people ain't getting up. You know what I'm saying? All them people ain't getting up. Because when that man went to trying their hearts and seeing what the lit read, they went and falling off. Like, shoot, boy, I want to go back to Egypt. Boy, we had cucumber leeks and melons around there. You brought us out here to die. You know what I'm talking about? Man, where that man at? I'm tired of this manna, man. I want some quails to eat. Man, we ain't got no water. Man, we ain't got this here. They got in the land, had everything they needed. Yahuwah, whom, what? Say who, what? Forgot all about that. You know what I'm talking about? All these people sat down and heard the same word everybody else heard. That's just the reality of it. That's a harsh reality that's not spoken. You know what I'm talking about? Because these niggas will make you think that everybody gonna make it. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody's not gonna make it. You know who gonna make it? Those that have confirmed in their heart that this is what I'm gonna do. That this is what I believe and this is what I'm gonna do. And through hell and high water, I will endure it. Period. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has not made that resolution in their heart and in their mind that that's what it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Like he just talked to y'all about seeking. You got niggas looking and still ain't gonna find it. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about you can have a big old road map that say this the way to go. And niggas say, just like he told you, he say, seek ye the ancient path, you'll find rest for your soul. They said, we will not walk therein. Huh? And you talking about people who knew the word. You talking about niggas who don't know no word. You talking about people who knew the word. I'm not walking in that. Why not? Man, you see that girl over there? Or you see that weed hole over there? Shoot, boy, the fair today. It's a football game today. All right. Come on, that John chapter 3 verse 1. I'm just trying to tell you something. I'm just trying to tell you what y'all love. That's the truth now. These is not riding on this for real.
There was a man of the Pharisees named Nicodemus, the ruler of the YAHUAH. The same came to Yahushua by night and said unto him, Teacher,
Hey, give me 1 Peter 2:1.
we know that thou art a teacher come from Alahym. For no man can do these miracles that thou does except Alahym be with
Now
you.
remember, he said you need to remember your Creator. You know how you going to remember your Creator? Because His laws is written in your heart and your inward part. That's how you going to remember. That's a memorial. We just talked about it last night. Seal me in your head and in your hand. And the love should be strong as death. And if I had to give up all my goods and my house for love, it would be utterly destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Now, how many people sitting back, you honestly saying that you'll give up every substance in your vessel and your mortal body for the love that you have toward this man? Most of you, if you say you would, you just told a bold-faced lie. You ought to go to hell for lying. You know what I'm talking about?
Hey.
Like straight up and down, like, are you literally willing to give up every piece of substance in your mortal body because this how much you love this man? See, that goes beyond keeping no law. That goes beyond, that's faith right there. I will give everything up. Because that's what the son did. You know what the highest form of expression of love is? If somebody look you in your face and say, I will struggle with you. Not because they have to, but because they choose to. See, that's love right there. See, when Moses was standing up there with the people, he said, man, I'd rather suffer with the children of Alahym than enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season. He chose to suffer with them. That's love. You know what I'm talking about? The Mashiach sat back and said, shoot, boy, I'm sitting on high, boy. It's looking kind of nice up here, though, but I'll come down here with y'all, though. That's love. He chose to suffer with you. See, sometimes y'all won't even sit back and recognize that somebody has chose to suffer with you. Somebody choose to suffer with you, that's love. And then you know what you're supposed to do? Reciprocate that. If you don't even click in your mind to reciprocate that, you are a rotten individual. And there ain't even no way around that. Because see, some people love you and suffer with you because they have to. See, if you born to your people and they poor, see, you didn't choose to suffer with them. You had to. You know what I'm talking about? I'm dead serious though. You had to. But when somebody chooses to say, I don't have to do this right here, I choose to do it. That's different. Most of us don't even recognize that. And how we sit back and see the master chose to suffer with you and you don't love him. That says a lot about you now, don't it? You know what I'm talking about? Because most of y'all ain't gonna suffer with a nigga. He don't struggle with nobody. He like, shoot, that nigga struggle by himself. I'm finna go over here, man. Screw that nigga. You know what I'm saying? I like to eat this. I like to do this here. You might not have that. That's why he say greater love had no man in this. That a man lay a life down for a friend. I mean, he was willing to struggle with you. Because he didn't have to do that. And see, that's where you're supposed to sit back and look at it. That's an expression of love. Because I don't have to do that. I don't have to do that. That man didn't have to do nothing. He could have told Father, you send somebody else. You know what I'm saying? I ain't sliding down now. Not when he got here and said he ain't gonna do it. I'm talking about before he even got here. I ain't doing that. You find somebody else. You know what I'm saying? See if Gabriel wanna go down. I ain't going. You know what I'm saying? Moses could have said, I'm staying up here with Pharaoh, man. You niggas on your own. You know what I'm saying? Y'all on your own. He said, no, I go suffer with my people. I love them. So you supposed to sit back and look at, you're supposed to reciprocate that back when somebody does that. And if this man has done that, why are you not reciprocating that back? You need to assess yourself. You need to check yourself. You know what I'm talking about? Come on, old man. Yeah, John 3.
And he said, Nicodemus said unto him,
What he said?
how can a man be born when he is old? Can he enter a second time into his mother's
And what
womb
did
and be born?
say?
And Yahushua said, verily, verily, I say unto thee,
He said, this is a true statement, except a man be what?
Born of water
And what else?
of the Ruach,
And what else?
he cannot enter to the kingdom of
So that's the days of your youth right then. And you're supposed to be remembering your Creator in the days of your youth before the evil come. Because what did he tell his apostles? He said, I don't pray that I keep that I take you out of the world, but that they keep you from evil. Because once you're born in the word, there's no evil coming under you yet. There's no persecution starting to come to you yet. You know what I'm saying? Then he sat back and looked at, once you're born of the word, you are no longer supposed to have any pleasure in the things that you did aforetime. You know what I'm saying? If you was a fornicator, you shouldn't have no pleasure in the pleasures of strange flesh. You know what I'm saying? If you was a liar, then you shouldn't be telling no more lies. If you was scheming and scamming and conniving, that stuff supposed to stop. That means you ain't remembered your Creator, which means you wasn't born again, which means you are a candidate. Like the people in there candidates to go to hell, because we know they going. You know what I'm talking about? You seen that nigga toupee? And shoot, just look at Hillary Clinton. That's all you gotta do, just look at her. Just look at her. That nigga look like she already been to hell a couple times. Say, I stood tall, you know what I'm talking about? I came back though. But that's a ghastly looking woman, boy. First people to a woman. Y'all know that's a ghastly looking woman. She looked like a fool. So I had to dip in and see how I feel. I had to test the water out.
Best candidate.
Best candidate. She said, I've been a lady. She like this here. I was a lady to go to hell before he formed me in the womb. I'm straight.
Oh, I can get you there.
I can get you there. That book though, she was a lady. I just said, check the ballot off. You going to hell. She said, I'm ready to go. Lead America, where else you going? You running for the high office in this place, boy, you know you going to hell. Boy, the kingdom shot my, he ain't on your itinerary, I tell you that. That ain't on your bucket list. Come on, man.
2 and 1. What for laying aside all malice?
Lay what? Hold on. You need to do what?
Laying aside all malice.
And what else?
And guile.
And guile.
And guile.
And what else? He said guile. Not guilty again. Come on, no. First Peter 2, start that over again. That nigga said
Wherefore laying aside all malice.
all malice. Y'all know what that being malicious. You know some people do and say things out of malice and spite. Now you look here, right? I ain't telling you no lie, right? Now just sit back in the general sense. Most people equate maliciousness and spitefulness with women. But I'll be honest, most men probably got women beat on that. See, women have the reputation for doing it. Men do it a lot though. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna tell you no lie. Women have a reputation for gossiping. Niggas probably do it 3 times as much. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Women got a reputation to do a lot of things, but you know why? Because they try to let you know that it's a feminine trait. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no grown man got no business doing nothing out of spite. You know what I'm talking about? What's wrong with you? I'm gonna be malicious. Now sometimes maliciousness is just straight up like, I'm gonna kill that nigga for no reason. You know, malice ain't good. Like this little video and he was like, okay, I'll tell y'all about that nigga Jay said, yeah, my uncle said, you ain't gonna sell $1 million records. He said, I know he didn't mean no malice. See, sometimes people say stuff out of malice for the purpose of trying to hurt. You know what I'm saying? You don't do that. Men don't do that. You know what I'm saying? You don't do that. You don't say stuff with a specific reason where you know that this is going to injure this person if you say it, and you say it. You know what I'm talking about? You don't do that. The only time you say something you know it's going to injure somebody if it's the truth. And you saying it out of a space of, I'm just telling the truth. See, sometimes people say stuff and try to cloak it out with telling the truth. You was being malicious. You was hoping that this would injure this person to the point that they would have an emotional response. You know what I'm saying? You don't do that. Especially if you walk into His word. That's just something you don't do. That's why He said you need to do what with it? You need to lay that to the side. Like He say, let's lay aside the sin and the weight that easily beset us and run the race with patience. Some of y'all can't run nowhere because you got a pocket full of bricks in your pocket. You know what I'm talking about? You got all type of stuff in your pockets you can't even get on the boat. They say you weigh too much. Go ahead.
All guile.
All God, all that lying, all that deceitfulness, all that craftiness, all that sneakiness. We put that to the side. Go ahead.
Hypocrisy.
And the what? And the what?
Hypocrisy.
Oh man, don't say one thing and do another now. Go ahead.
And envies and all
that
evil
envy
speaking.
and all that evil speaking, He say, do what with it? Lay it to the side. As what? What the next thing He can tell you?
As newborn babies.
So if you remembered your Creator, you would know your Creator didn't do that in the days of your youth. If you had been born again, if you had been put in that water and came up in bed and walk in newness of life, that means you would be a son of Alahym. Now you'd be a newborn babe. You supposed to put all that stuff. You ain't remembering your Creator. You've been immersed in you doing that stuff. You didn't remember this man. Because if you would remember him, you would have known. Does he tell lies? He said there was no guile found in his mouth, right? Was he malicious? Was he a hypocrite? He said, which one of you convinced me of a sin? And if not, why you don't believe me? And that's what he said. All right, go ahead.
As new babes desire the sincere milk of the word.
That you might what?
That ye may grow thereby.
Don't you realize that you begin to, if you sit back and you notice that once people are birthed in the word, you don't see Him automatically throwing them in some manner of persecution? Like when they came up out of the wilderness and they were birthed in the word, He was teaching them so they could remember their Creator. You know what I'm talking about? He ain't throw them into no battle. Then they say when Amalek came, he would just sit back showing you how the master was going to defeat somebody. You didn't see them getting persecuted the whole time. What you seen was a whole bunch of whining, complaining, busting, punk niggas. Whom every corner, this man fed you, clothed you, gave you everything you needed, and all you could do was complain. Man, it's hot out here. Man, we've been walking a long time. I sure is thirsty. Man, we could have stayed around there with them people who was raping us, molesting us, killing us, beating us, oppressing us. They didn't sit back. They had a pleasure in what they left. They didn't sit back and remember. They didn't remember that they created in the days of their youth. They didn't sit back and realize when they came through that Red Sea, they had been birthed to become the sons of Alahym. They were in the days of their youth. They didn't take no pleasure in Him. They didn't remember Him. They wanted to go right back to what they were doing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people hear the word, they want to go right back to what they're doing. But what they like to do is they like to mix it. Let me mix a little bit of profane with the Kadesh. People feel like because you know His name, you doing something. I know the name of YAHUAH. I serve YAHUAH. No, you don't, you lying bastard. He said, why you call me master, master, and you don't do the things that I say? You know what I'm saying? This man said, why are you saying that I'm your ruler and you don't do what I tell you to do? Because if this man is your ruler, then all the malice, the guile, the envy, the evil speaking, that's what's supposed to be right over there in the garbage can. If you remember this man in the days of your youth, because as you grow thereby, then it's like He said, you'll train up a child in the way that he should go. You won't depart. You're not going to depart from that stuff. You ain't going to have no pleasure in it because you would have been born again and you would have made you a new heart and a new ruach. Why? Because you saw the understanding of Alahym because you were seeking the Son. Who else can change you into that? Ephesians 4:17, since I mentioned it. Who else going to change you into that? He say that serve Alahym, this as a living sacrifice, this is your reasonable service. So if you say you a son of Alahym, it means you must be born again. We just read this Wednesday, make you a new heart and a new ruach. Why do you have the same spirit and the same mind? How is that possible? Because the word is supposed to transform, you know what it say? So if you ain't been transformed, then the problem is with whom? See what I'm saying? A little mama would tell me something, they say, nigga, go do something wrong, and then they say, oh, it's the teacher's fault. No, nigga, that's your fault. Because the book say, if a man is enticed, he's drawn away of his own love. You did what you wanted to go do. You know what I'm talking about? Because if the word had been brought to you precept on precept, line on line, and you went astray, who is that on? And you know what people like to do that do that? Those are losers. Losers do not take responsibility for their actions. They will look for someone to blame. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. No, nigga, it's your fault. You didn't have to rob that liquor store. You know what I'm saying? I know I ain't have to sell no rocks. You know what I'm talking about? You didn't have to go. So that woman forced your penis in her vagina? You know what I'm talking about? Because that's what dude like to say. So she forced that upon she forced that upon you. You are going to have sex with me now. No, nigga, that's what you went and did. You did that on your own. Who forced you to tell a lie? You know what I'm talking about? Who put a gun in your head and say lie, nigga? You lied because you were scared of the consequence of the truth. That's why you told the lie. You know what I'm talking about? That's on you. Who's responsible for you being spiteful or malicious? Who's responsible for you being unbelieving? You are. See, that's black people and people in general. Number one problem is lack of accountability, lack of self-awareness, and lack of taking responsibility. You know what I'm saying? My mama taught me from age 5, you must accept the consequences of your actions, whether they be positive or whether they be negative. So whatever it is that you go do, you got to be willing to take responsibility, whatever come with that. See, I knew when I was selling rocks, I knew jail came along with that. So when I got pinched, that didn't bother me now. I didn't want to be here. Don't get it twisted. I'm going to do this bid, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get out. Hey, probably sell some more rocks. I mean, I did. You know what I'm saying? Got out, sold some more rocks. Straight up and down, though. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't sit back there. That's why niggas be telling. You don't tell on a nigga for something. Nah, man, that man ain't got nothing to do with you getting caught. You know what I'm talking about? You got caught, that's on you. When I called that first interview, talking about, so can you give us anybody? Can you get me downtown? I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? What do you think my bail gonna be? Because I'm not trying to stay here longer than 24 to 48 hours. It's probably gonna be 50,000. Run it then. Yeah, serious, I'm on JB. Run it then. Crank this thing up, man. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Man, do the paperwork on the fly. I don't care what you do. Let's go, man. It's already 10, 11 o'clock at night, man. Shoot. I'm trying to lay down. I think I ain't gonna eat again until about 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. I gotta get my stomach adjusted to this dog slop. You know what I'm saying? It takes about 72 hours to adjust your palate and your stomach to the food. You know what I'm saying? It takes about 70, because you ain't gonna want to, your first 40 hours, you don't want to eat nothing because you're disgusted that you're here. You know what I'm saying?
That sounds about right.
Yeah, you don't eat it because you're disgusted that I get probably about hour 30 though, that thing go to, like I said, we're going to have to try them on out. We're going to have to try them on out. It's getting ugly in here. It's getting ugly in here. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, boy, especially if they hit you with a bond and you didn't look like this, not going anywhere for a while. Better get you a Snicker. You know what I'm talking about? My white folks can't talk about a $100,000 bond one time. We're just gonna go ahead and lay down. You're not going nowhere. Well, you pointed that kind of cash up and you ain't got no way to prove where that come from. Somebody going to the federal penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you have to have it. You just can't pop up them people with no $10,000, $20,000 cash talking about bond somebody out. Where did you get that from? There people will call the feds. If you go to the bank right now and drop $10,000 in it, they're gonna call the feds on you. You know what I'm talking about? If you try to pull $10,000 out, they're gonna put a hold on it for 2-3 days, and they're gonna call the feds on. By law, they gotta do it. Every financial institution, by law, if you try to deposit or withdraw $10,000, they have to alert the feds. Man. I was locked up with a dude that had unauthorized possession of money. He had $80,000 cash on him. They locked him up. They want to know why you got all this money on you. It didn't even matter. He got it illegally. He pulled it from Western Union scam. You know what I'm saying? But even if it was legal, them people want to know, why do you have that? Yeah, he was Western Union and all. You know what I'm talking about? He wasn't from down here. Come on back to Isaiah 42:5. I didn't have to sit back there, man. If you're going to seek this man and seek his understanding, you need to be seeking the Son. All the understanding is in the Son. You know, he told you that in Corinthians. He made unto you wisdom, redemption, understanding, all the understanding in the Son. Understanding is insight. If you got insight in the Son, you got insight in the salvation. If you got insight in salvation, you will enter into the kingdom. Did this man tell you, then we just talked about this other day, you got to love this man with all your understanding? So how you going to love somebody with all your understanding if you don't even know him? And how you going to know him unless you seeking him out in the book? You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be able to identify him and then understand the work of salvation through him. So again, we were looking at that. See, the master remembered his creator in the days of his youth. Because we could sit back and look at the days of his youth was when he was immersed by John. He didn't say the evil didn't come on him yet. You know what I'm talking about? And he have no pleasure in sin whatsoever. He had no pleasure in that. And we sit back and we say we the children of Alahym, we shouldn't have no pleasure in transgression, nor transgressors. You know what I'm saying? But I will say that I know some people feel like, oh, these niggas be wildin', so what's the difference? See, that's a wicked individual that's just looking for an excuse to fulfill their own will. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be careful of that when you're trying to fulfill your own will, because he'll give it to you. You know what I'm saying? He said, I give you over to your own lust, and I see what your end gonna be. You You know what I'm talking about? You know what the most evil thing is, and I ain't gonna sit back and look. You know in Deuteronomy 29, you know he says something, he said if a man walk in the imagination of his own heart and he bless himself in his heart, you know what y'all said he was gonna do? Any of y'all know what he said we're gonna do? If he say you walk in the imagination of your own heart and say he blessing you, you know what he said he's gonna do? No, he said I'm gonna blot your name out from Shaman, you going to hell. You know what I'm saying? One thing, one of y'all has shared that there's like, it is truly, this is true talk, right? If you had a sin, it is not a blessing. If you committed a transgression and you got something that you wanted, you going to hell for that. Once you open your mouth up and say, y'all blessed me with this. Thank y'all for this. You going to hell for that. That's what the law says. Because you're walking in the imagination of your own heart. You turned around and you said, y'all has blessed me. I shall see no evil. And he say, go to get it, man. 29:13. Just go ahead and live.
God bless you on the trap nigga. Proverbs.
Deuteronomy.
Oh yeah, you know that.
No, that's going past blessing the trap nigga. Because we talking about somebody who know the word. Trap nigga don't know no word. He just in the trap. You know what I'm saying? Because God is blessing the trap niggas. They God. They ain't told no lie. They didn't say what God would bless them. They just said God would bless them. Tell me what 29 and 13 of Deuteronomy say. If it ain't verse 13, it might be 19.
That he may establish thee today for a people unto himself, that he may be.
Verse 19.
And it came to pass, when he heard the words of this curse, that he blessed himself in his heart, saying,
No, hold up. Go ahead and give him 17. I want you to understand this here. Give him 17 though. Listen to what he tell you now. I want all y'all to hear that and understand this and notice what he's finna tell you. This the law now.
And ye have seen their abominations and their idols.
You see their abominations and their idols and what else?
Wood and stone.
Wood and stone.
Silver and gold.
Silver and gold.
Which were among them.
Remember what he told you, don't desire the wealth of none of these sinners. Go ahead.
Lest there should be among you man or woman or family or tribe whose heart turneth away this day.
You know,
YAHUAH,
you know what turned a lot of people away? The stuff they see people got out here in this world, that would turn their heart away. He got a nice car, girl. You know what I'm saying? Bro, she got a good job, bro. You know what I'm saying? You see what these sinners got, you want to do what these sinners do. Go ahead.
To go and serve the gods of the nations.
Ooh.
Lest there should be among you a root that beareth gall and wormwood.
Bitterness.
And it came to pass.
What come to pass?
When he heard the words of this curse.
So when you heard this word.
That he blessed himself in his heart.
In his heart.
Saying, I shall have peace.
I have shalom.
Though I walk in the imagination of
Though
my
I
heart,
do what I want to do.
To add drunkenness to thirst.
Ooh, boy.
YAHUAH will not spare him. But then the anger of YAHUAH and his jealousy shall smoke against that man, and all the curses that are written in this book shall lie upon him, and YAHUAH shall blot out his name from on the Shamayim.
Somebody going to hell. You know what I'm saying? Now you know that's hard right there. Because you know how many people walk in the imagination of their own heart and say that they got peace and Yah is with them, and that man just said, you are going to hell. See, there's nothing to discuss. There's no repentance. But you notice the key thing that he said before that could happen. If they heard the words of this curse. That means you heard the word. Not somebody who out here, they don't know nothing about nothing. You understand what I'm telling you? Not somebody who just walking around here and they, you know what I'm saying? God is with me. He blessed. No, he ain't talking about it. He's not talking about it. He said, you heard this curse. You heard my judgments. You heard my wrath. And you said that I'm going to walk in the imagination of my own heart and that he has blessed me. That man said, you don't even worry about it because you ain't got no spot in there. You know what I'm talking about? Now that's hard right now. You know what I'm saying? That'll make you reevaluate your whole life. You know what I'm talking about? That's supposed to make you reevaluate your whole life. When you sit back and like, man, look here. That's why it's dangerous to walk after the imagination of your own heart, your own thoughts, because he'll let you have that. That's why he'll turn you over to do those things that are not convenient. So he can put his judgment upon you. You know what I'm saying? Like he read that verse in Chronicles, right? You know, everybody love to quote Hebrews 13. He'll never leave you or forsake you. I bet you told a lie from hell when you said that. You know what I'm talking about? Because there's plenty of book to show you. That man will turn his back on you. You know what I'm talking about? But he will turn his back on you because you gave him the shoulder and not the face. That's what he said, right? Back. Boy, you told me kissing your black behind. You know what I'm talking about? And it was looking like a grapefruit.
Oh, no.
slid himself.
He should have seen that.
Cool. Nigga slid himself, cause that's what happened. That's what Satan doing to you. Talking about it came from lifting weights. What no lifting no weights?
He gonna be on that one.
No, what they say? You ain't see it. Why is that see it? They come from no lifting no weights. Come on, Isaiah 42:5. They ain't come from lifting no weight.
That was the heck of
So why your butthole look like that?
Alright.
Shoot, that's what happened. You messing with Satan. You've been ravaged. You've been ravaged. Ravaged. That's why I use that illustration, because you've been ravaged. Your whole body just laying loose and limp. You know, I told you a couple weeks ago, niggas get spiritually molested, ain't it? That's what he doing to you. What he doing to you? That's what he doing to you. You just had, I just told y'all last night, there's a grown man who leads a Hebrew organization, just told nigga, go ahead and hit your wife in the booty. Ain't no sin. Ain't no sin. Go ahead and do it. You like this here. Why you looking like that? You messed up. Why you looking like that? What's wrong with you? I'm dead serious. This man, I was watching the video with a Hebrew was on divorce court. Part of the Comforters organization, part of man was on divorce court talking about your wife can do freaky things to you, but you can't do freaky things to her. Y'all know what they talking about.
Oh, wow.
Like, really, man? You tell people this type of stuff? I'm serious though, but people tell people this type of stuff. The reason why I mention that, because he just said broad, he just read that way, he say broad is the way, because that's appealing to people's desire. If you're going to sit back and say you're trying to go in the house of Alahym, and there's certain things you're supposed to left at the front door. You can't come in here with that. You know what I'm saying? You can't come in here with that. That man say without are dogs and sorcerers and whoremongers and all those that love and make up a lie. You know what I'm saying? So that means there's certain stuff that's left outside the house. You can't come in the house with that. You know what I'm saying? So I might sit back and comment, because it's funny to me because this nigga's an idolater and your God is a homosexual. So I will clown this nigga for days. Because you are a manifestation of the power that you serve. Your power like booty, and look what you doing. That woman supposed to clown him like that, you nasty bastard. Because you putting yourself out there as if what you doing is beneficial for our people. You know what I'm saying? But your God is a homosexual. Your God is a homosexual. So what else is he going to teach you but to be a homosexual? Your God said, remember me in your youth before the evil comes. And don't take no pleasure in what it is that you left from. So guess what? You was a homosexual in your youth. Hey, you can come past that there, man. Don't mean sit back and mean you can be a punk forever, or a lesbian forever, or a whoremonger forever. It comes up when you make the decision that I will no longer live like this. See, we don't make the decisions that we don't want to live a particular way anymore. We want to continue to live like that. 42:5.
What 42?
Isaiah 42.
Isaiah 42, verse 5. Thus says YAHUAH Alahym, he that created the Shamayim and stretched them out, that spread forth the earth, and that which cometh out of it. He that giveth breath unto the people upon it, and the ruach to them that walk therein.
He said he give breath to the people that's upon it. Let's see how he would give breath to the people that's upon it. Someone give me Acts chapter 2 and verse 1. But before we get Acts chapter 2 verse 1, give me John 17 and 3. Just make it one. He said he give breath to those that are upon. You know, he tell you that he say the ruach of Alahym is giving me life, right? So you looking at, you supposed to be seeking to desiring life. But before you read that John 17 and 1, give me Matthew chapter 3 though. Read me about verse 16.
Matthew chapter 3 verse 16. And Yahushua, when he was baptized, went up straightway out of the water. And lo, the Shamayim were opened unto him. And he saw the ruach of Alahym descending like a dove and lighting upon him. And lo, a voice from Shamayim saying, this is my beloved son, who I am well pleased.
So now why would it be important if the ruach is lighting upon him here?
Yes, it
First guy.
And that's life though. Because remember it said it was the ruach that was in him that rose him from the dead in Romans chapter 8, right? That's life in it. So you see, what we're looking at is because the Ruach is the esteem of Alahym, you see him placing that upon his son. See, dudes be forgetting that when they see the Ruach falling on men in the Old Testament. That's the esteem of Alahym. So don't sit here and tell me he ain't giving his esteem to another. Don't be dumb. You know what I'm saying? Don't be dumb. Go ahead. And John 17:1.
John 17, verse 1. These words spake Yahusha and lifted up his eyes towards Shamayim and said, Father, the hour is come. Esteem thy son.
Do what?
Esteem thy son.
Why? Hold on. He asked him to do what?
Esteem thy son.
Get Genesis 49:1. Go ahead.
That thy son also may esteem thee.
So because if the son is getting esteem, then guess who gets the esteem right by it? Keep going though.
As thou hast given him power over all flesh.
Thou giving what?
Power over all flesh.
Who else he gave power over all flesh? And who else?
No.
And who else? Gave to Jacob. Because he changed his name literally. They were showing themselves to be Yasharal, Adam, and Noah, but he gave Jacob that name. You know what I'm saying? He said, you have power to rule. So that means that man gave Jacob his esteem. You know who else gave a man his esteem? No, Pharaoh gave Joseph his esteem. What did he say? What did Pharaoh say about Joseph?
He said he's going to make him rule of the land.
And he said by his mouth, everybody got to move by what Joseph said to him. And then he said everybody got to do what? Bow to him. Did that make Pharaoh any less Pharaoh because he gave his honor, his esteem to Joseph? So it's right there in the law. So these niggas is idiots. He gave us right there and there. Pharaoh and Joseph were one and the same. As far as Pharaoh was concerned, he just told him, only in throne will I be greater than you. But in Pharaoh's eye, we the same.
I don't know if I remember correctly, but didn't David choose Solomon to be his predecessor before he died?
No, I mean, Yahuwah had already told him that. Because it was supposed to be the son that died. It was actually a brother before Solomon. You know what I'm saying? But he had told him, I'm going to pick that one. That's where y'all beef came from.
I remember that.
You know what I'm saying?
But I just thought he had passed it on to him before he actually died.
I mean, he had, because Yahuwah hadn't told him what it was. Go ahead.
And I would say that he should give eternal life to his.
He should give who?
He should give eternal life.
Now, who the only person can give eternal life?
Father.
And what law can we sit? What can we go at in the law that's going to justify that? Finish the verse and then we'll get it.
To as many as thou hast given him. And this is life eternal, that they might know thee, the only true Alahym, and Yahushua Mashiach, whom thou hast sent.
Genesis 25:1. Just stay in Genesis 49. Genesis 25:1.
Can we see that with Enoch?
Well, you know what? Enoch ain't much that he said about him.
I mean, he said he didn't die. He said
He was changed. But he didn't say that he gave him anything. 25:1. Because we have to sit back and look at the framework of what we're looking at. A father giving son to a son. And then we have to sit back and look at Isaac is the child of the promise. Mashiach is the promised seed. The father gave the promised seed everything that he has. Abraham giving everything to Isaac took nothing away from Abraham. All it did was Isaac would just turn around and be the esteem of Abraham. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. 25:1.
Then again, Abraham took a wife and named her Keturah. And she bare him Zimran, and Yokshan, and Medan, and Midian, and Ishbak, and Shua. And Yoktan begat Sheba and Dedan, and the sons of Dedan were Asherim, Letushim, and Lelumim. And the sons of Midian, Ephah, Epher, Hanak, Abidah, Eldaah, and all these were the children of Keturah. And Abraham gave all that he had unto Isaac. But unto the sons of the concubines which Abraham had,
He said he gave all what he had to who?
Isaac.
So you see the father giving all that he had to the son. He ain't getting no. He had all these other sons. He ain't getting none of them. You know who you can look at all them sons as being? Give me Hebrews chapter 1:1. 1:1. Probably about 1:3. Okay, we'll crank up a bit. And then he gonna read you the Genesis 49, and you'll see Jacob giving up, making a statement. Because you know what the law says? It said the inheritance is supposed to go to who? Firstborn. all rights and it said, you know, it said the esteem of a father is who? That's what the book of Proverbs said. Oh man. So is a father losing any esteem because he gave it to his son? Or does that not esteem the father because he has a son? At that. Come on, man.
Who being the brightness of his esteem and the express image of his person.
So he just like his daddy then. Ain't that son that you sit back and you look at? Hold on. Don't we sit back and look in the law and you will see that Alahym gave all his esteem to who? Gave it to Adam. I'm talking about he made all his esteem, all the power and authority he had, he turned around and gave it right there to his son. Because we know Luke described Adam as the son of Alahym. And he gave all his esteem to his son. You know what I'm talking about? Go ahead.
The image of his person and upholding all things by the word of his power, when he had by himself purged our sins, sat down on the right hand of the majesty on high.
Yeah.
Being made so much better than the Malachim.
Make it better than who?
Than the Malachim.
Go ahead.
As he have by inheritance.
By what?
By inheritance.
Obtain what?
Obtain a more excellent name than they.
Hold on. Now can't we sit back and look at all them sons Abraham had, right? And who did he give everything to? And why did he give it to Isaac? Because by reason of his name, he had a more perfect inheritance than it. Oh, man. Now, how did niggas miss all of that? Because you got all them sons, and you can look at all them sons Abraham had as the Malachim. I got a whole bunch of sons. But look here, they ain't got a name like Isaac. They ain't got a name like him. Because what we read that last week, Genesis 21, he said, whose your seed shall be called? Isaac. My seed ain't going to be called no Michael, no Gabriel. You don't even want to deal with the pocket, but they got an angel walking around here talking about casting out demons with dead fish. How many of y'all done read the book of Tobit? That Tobit around there taking them fish. Cast out no demon with no fish. You know what I'm talking about? That's what they did, though. Cast out.
No, that's a master spit.
No, he took some whole fish. They told him to get this spirit about, because that woman, every time she got married and they were finna consummate the marriage, she murked them. So they said she had an evil spirit on her. She didn't want nobody to get none of them goods. She was killing them. You know what I'm talking about?
They smacked her with a fish?
No, he come and do something. They say he went and did something with that fish, you know, cooked it and let it smell and burned it and burning all type of coals and whatnot. Ooh, get up out of it. I'm for real, you know what's crazy part is? Niggas read that, don't even question it. Don't even sit back like, that don't really make no sense. I ain't read that nowhere, nobody doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Strong smell.
I'm talking about strong smell. Like I said, I'm gonna keep, go ahead.
We're at Bereshit, Genesis 49. Top.
Yeah.
It said, Yaakov called to his son and said, gather yourselves together that I may tell you that which will befall upon you in the last days. Gather yourselves together and hear, you sons of Yaakov, and hearken unto Yasharal your father. Reuben, thou art my firstborn, my might, and the beginning of my strength, the excellency of my dignity.
He said the beginning of my strength, the excellency of my might, the excellency of my power. What else?
Unstable as water, thou shalt not excel, because thou wentest upon your father's bed.
You know how he said that what the firstborn was, the beginning of his strength? So if we look at the firstborn as the beginning of his strength, and Reuben's name means what?
Something right here.
No, that's no. Don't get Genesis 29, 32. About 30.
It just said, behold the son.
Genesis 29, verse 30. And he went in also unto Rachel, and he loved also Rachel more than Leah, and served with him yet another 7 years. And when Yahuwah saw that Leah was hated, he opened her womb, but Rachel was barren. And Leah conceived and bare a son, and she called his name Reuben. For she said, surely Yahuwah has looked upon my affliction.
Looked upon my affliction.
Now therefore my
so his firstborn son, who's the excellency and strength of his might, is the one who he looked upon his suffering. So don't you realize if you remember your Creator in the days of your youth, he will look upon your sufferings? And he will not refuse that. And you'll receive the same inheritance as a son, he'll give you that esteem. You know what I'm saying? Come on back. I got Isaiah 42. I'm gonna crank him up. We in verse 6, right? See, we didn't read Acts chapter 2, but you see that that's when he gave the spirit therein, when he sent the Ruach on these men. Or you read John 20, where he breathed on them and said, receive the Ruach HaKodesh, because it's the master that came to give eternal life unto men. See, in him was light, and the light was the life of men. Without Mashiach, you are dead. See, they can try to climb up some other way, they thieves and robbers. They're not going to make it. He said, I, Yahuwah, have called thee in righteousness, and will hold thy hand, and will keep thee, and give thee for a covenant of the people, and for a light of the Gentile. We done dealt with that before. How did he give him for a covenant of the people? He did that when he gave his body and his blood. You know what I'm saying? He gonna sit back and say, oh, that's talking about Yasharal. But how he gonna give Yasharal for a covenant to Yasharal? Don't be dumb. Like, where's your comprehension skills at? You don't have to be a Bible scholar. This is just simple common sense. He can't be talking about the people. I'm going to give the people for the people. The same evil, wicked people, I'm going to give them for a covenant. Okay. He say to open the blind eyes, to bring out the prisoners from the prison, and them that sit in darkness out of the prison house. All you got to do is sit back and think about Joseph, right? He brought him out of the prison house. Even sit back and look at, even when he plucked out Samson's eyes, you know where he had brought him up out? Out that prison house. You know what I'm talking about? He brought the master up out the grave, up out that prison house. You could turn around and say, give eyes to the blind, same way he brought you up out of Egypt. You ain't had no eye to see. He brought you out the house of bondage. He brought you out of the prison house. He brought you up out of darkness, that you might sit in his wonderful light, that you might be translated into the kingdom of light. See, I told the brother when I was talking to him the other day, don't disrespect him, because I know he just didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Because dudes don't really know the law. They don't actually know Mashiach. So because they don't actually know Mashiach, a lot of things seem to be confusing. See, there's a lot of things that I wanted to hit that I know that we're going to get in one day. Because there's things in Isaiah 42, 43, 44, 45 that pertain to this matter that we're discussing. You know what I'm saying? Which, as I told him, are very easily explained. They're not that difficult to be explained. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all last night, a lot of people fall away from Mashiach because there's things that people can't explain. Like nobody can explain. He says he's one. There's no God beside him. There's no other Savior. Man say we incarnate. Why would this man say he's a... To be incarnate mean you got to be joined to something. Dummy. You know what I'm saying? Then there would be no... Because that's a plural word, right? So there would be no reason to use a plural word if it's singular. That's simple grammar, man. That's simple grammar. Alahym is plural. This is simple grammar. Whenever I knew anything about any word, well, I knew that was because I looked it up. I seen it. I read about it.
They'll say heaven and its host. They'll say they'll say Genesis 1, when he made man, they'll use that same one. Say, well, that's the angel. That's just heaven's a host. He won't with not no evil host.
That's hypocritical. So you're going to equate the Malachim to the same thing. They beside him then, ain't them? Yeah. Go to hell then. No pastor.
That killed that too. You saying it's a separate entity. At that point, ain't no angels there.
You're going to have to be a Sadducee. You're going to have to be. You're going to have to be, because the book say the Sadducee didn't believe in Malachim nor the resurrection of the dead. You know what I'm saying? That's what it said, though. You're going to have to be a Sadducee then. Because you can't tell me that Alahym is singular and then say it represents the host of Shamin, that it represents the Malachim. You ought to go to hell for lack of understanding. You can't say that. Because then, which one of the hosts did he make first? Because if he made one of them first, then according to his own law, that's the firstborn, the beginning of his strength, that's his son, they got right to an inheritance. Somebody going to hell. And we're going to use what the law say. That's what I'm saying. Lack of understanding of the law. Because if you knew the law, he had to make a Malachim first. Which one was it? What is his name? Why does the book of Proverbs ask you, what is his son's name? So that means he got a son. Oh, his son is Israel. That's not what they're talking about. That man say, what is his son's name if you can tell? Why would this man ask, why would Solomon in the book of Proverbs, would they be asking this question? They would have already known that. He had already said in the book of Exodus, Yasharal is my firstborn son. So obviously it's not talking about them. There would have been no need for him to ask, just don't. This is simple comprehension. I'm talking about we can get one of these babies in there, man. They figured it out. They were like, oh no. Does he speak of himself or some other man? Straight up though. Come on, man. What I got? Where we at? Verse 8. Now listen what he said. I am Yahuwah, that is my name. Remember what we read in John 5, what he said, right? He come in whose name?
His Father's name.
And they don't what?
Receive him.
Then this man say, my esteem will I not give to another, neither my praise to graven image. But look at the key thing, what he's going to say. Behold, the former things are come to pass. New things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them. Give me John chapter, what is it, 15? Is it 15? John chapter 13, verse 18.
John chapter 13, verse
1 Peter 1 and 6.
I speak not of you all. I know whom I have chosen.
I know who I chose.
But that the scripture may be fulfilled.
What else?
He that eateth bread with me have lifted up his heel against me. Now I tell you before it come that when it is come to pass, ye may believe that I am he.
Say what? Hold on. What did he say?
He said, when it come to pass, ye may believe that I am he.
He just said the same thing his daddy said, didn't he? Now let's look at 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 6.
Wherein ye greatly rejoice.
You greatly what?
Rejoice.
Why?
Through now for a season, if need be, ye are in heaviness
By manifold temptations.
That the trial of your faith being much more precious than gold.
Much more precious than what?
Perisheth. Though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory and appearing of Yahushua Mashiach.
Go ahead.
Whom having not seen ye love, in whom though now ye see him not, yet believe ye rejoice.
You rejoice.
Unspeakable and full of esteem, receiving the end of your faith, even the salvation of your souls, of which salvation the prophets have inquired and searched
diligently. Why?
Whom prophesied of grace that should come unto you. Search what or what manner of time.
Do what? Search what?
It says search what or what manner of time the Ruach of Hamashiach, which was in them, did signify when it testified beforehand the sufferings of Christ.
So this is what Isaiah telling you, right? He gonna tell you this stuff before it happens. So ain't it crazy that when this man did certain things, they had already knew this because they had already been told it? Now let's swing back to Isaiah 44, right? Because I ain't gonna get everything today. I'm not even gonna try. Now he said, you're not giving his esteem to another. Remember he said, give me the esteem that I had with you before the world was made, right? That's what he said in John 17, right? Remember he said, in the beginning was the word was with Alahym, the word was Alahym. He said he obtained a more excellent name and inheritance than the angels. That's what it says. Because it was already his. It was already set up. He didn't give his esteem to another. He just gave it to whom it belonged to. Because guess what happens when you esteem Yahushua? Guess who gets esteemed? Say it's to the praise of Yah. You know what I'm talking about? Every time, see people say, the Mashiach never told you to worship him, but we done already obliterated that before him. You know what I'm talking about? No, he didn't tell you. He didn't have to tell you. You should already know. You know what I'm talking about? You don't worship him. You don't worship. I worship YAHUAH alone. I know it. I just heard somebody say that the other day.
Well,
You know what I'm saying? You're going to be worshiping alone too. Straight over here, you're going to have a lot of people with you. They'll be like, this here boy, it's hot in here, man. They say, you got some water to cool my tongue? Got no water to cool your tongue, man. I got some more flame. Got some more flame. And some worms. They say, well, that's going to be hard. Well, you're going to have worms run up in your body. How many of y'all like to play with worms? How many of y'all done had worms?
Everybody does.
You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about visible worms.
Yeah, if you ain't poor, you can got one.
I'm talking about visible worms, like the dogs got. You can see them. I had somebody tell me they got an old parasitic worm. They had an old problem. Woo! I'm gonna keep on going. Thank the Lamb you ain't got it no more. Look how you looking. Like why? Like why? Why?
I don't know what happened.
Come on, man. Isaiah 44, man. Look at verse 6. Thus saith Yahuwah, the king of Yasharal and his redeemer, Yahuwah of hosts. Ain't that something? You sit back. So Yah's the redeemer of himself. Listen what he say now. Thus saith Yahuwah, Malik of Yasharal and his redeemer, Yahuwah of hosts. So this is speaking of two different people. So Yahuwah is the king and redeemer of himself. Hold on. Just bear with me. Reading comprehension is fundamental.
If you can't read, they said you can't read fluently, then you're not going to be able to comprehend.
Some people can't comprehend because they ain't got enough neurons in them from years of drug abuse. Years of struggle. I'm just looking at it right here in our language. Just say Amar, Yahuwah, Mallet, or Yasharal, Gal, Yahuwah, Saba. You know what I'm saying? Guess what that means? That's ugly then. Thus saith to speak to utter, to say the answer, to say in one's heart, to think the command, to promise. So it's easy to make a promise now. Hold on.
Put that on there.
And they got your king here. You know what I'm talking about? Come on now.
His redeemer.
His redeemer. To redeem, act as a kinsman redeemer, a kinsman redeemer, avenge, revenge, or ransom. To do the part of a kinsman, to act as kinsman, to do the part of next of kin, to redeem by payment, to redeem with Alahym as subject, individuals from death, individuals from bondage. So you know what I got to do, right? You know I got to do it, right? I wouldn't be me if I didn't do it, would it? John 17:5. This is clearly that this is talking about Yahuwah can't redeem himself.
Wow, you would need to be redeemed.
Exactly. So that means his king. Because remember what he said, right? I go back to who? My Alahym and your Alahym. Or what he said in Revelation. Or the or New Jerusalem that come down from my Alahym. Because Yahuwah is what? That's his king. That's his ruler. Paul told you that in 1 Corinthians 11. The head of the woman is the man. The head of the man is Mashiach. The head of Mashiach is Alahym. That's his king. So that means his king had to redeem him. Because who else would? Oh man, somebody is not going to make it through this man's gates. And they're not going to make it because of lack of understanding. See, what we're focusing on is lack of understanding. Because he said he looked down from Shamayim to see did any seek Alahym and his understanding. His insight. So he's telling you, I want to redeem my son. I'm his redeemer. And it said next of kin. I would think a father's real close to kin if you ask me. Real close, man. Don't get no closer than that, dude. Close son. That's my boy.
Yeah, that's the kin.
That's my boy. So that's why we say, you my flesh and blood. I owe a responsibility to you. But at the same token, though, that's his ruach, and I owe a responsibility to my son. I made him a promise. You know what I'm talking about? You don't get no rid of that. All jokes aside, I might say, but real talk though. Yahuwah looking at Yahushua is, I owe a responsibility to you. I made a promise and you fulfilled what I asked you to do. I asked you to do something that no mortal man would ever do. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll tell you like I said, and I ain't saying that nobody in the room, because I hope that you would. What's a lot of niggas talking about, boy, I died for my wife, boy, them bullet get the flying, boy, girl, you better duck.
If you get behind
He might pull a Nino Brown.
grab down.
Throw her down the room. It ain't too, I'm telling you now. Nigga pull a Nino Brown. No, I see what hot that bastard played up a little girl boy shit. You know what I'm talking about? All jokes aside though, because you know the reason why I say this here, because people sit back and say, boy, I die for you. Till the bullets get to flying. The next thing you know, you sit back looking, did you wet yourself? You'll see niggas on the ground, curled up, shaking. I remember one time when we got in the site, man, my homeboy said, boy, go get your gun. Nigga said, you got a house full of them. Well, we need to go over here to go get a gun. You got a house. And he did too. We had several. We go ask somebody to get a gun, nigga. We got 9s, 45s, rifles. All we just need to do is just bend this corner. You know what I'm talking about? You got people, man, I done seen dudes, nigga, go to shoot, boy, they got a gun on them, don't lift it. Because you know the reason being because it's easy till the bullets get to flying. The bullets get to flying, niggas freeze up. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? Niggas freeze up. Boy, I done been around niggas when niggas was yamming, boy. And nigga had that burner and that nigga like this here. They be shit. Because if you ain't that, if that's not, if you don't have a natural warrior or thug disposition to fight, and them bullets go to flying, you know what I'm saying? And you ain't never been in that situation before, oh yeah, you might freeze up. Niggas be scared, you know what I'm talking about? Especially boy, they talking about, boy, they hear them bullets whizzing by. You know what I'm talking about? Can't be scared, boy. Just go ahead and let that thing go, man. You know what I'm saying? Let them bullets fall where they lay. You know what I'm talking about? Because, I mean, why I say that, because that might stop that nigga from shooting at you. You know what I'm talking about? Niggas like you returning fire, nigga might stop shooting, and you got some nigga, oh, that nigga shooting back. Pull another one out. You gotta have to be ready to go. You got some people, man, they'll step in front of a bus for their people. And you got some niggas like, that nigga scarred. You know what I'm talking about? You got some people that'll sit by, see they people driving, that nigga better kick. Nah, I'm gonna call and get some help.
Let that nigga kick try to get some help.
I mean, cause both of us gonna die. I can't save it.
That's the same mentality I had one time with my uncle. He over there. I can't save it. I've already had it.
I can't save you.
I've already had 2 incidents where I almost drowned, so I can't do nothing for you.
Like what that is, both of us can't. I'm gonna jump in there with not both of us. Somebody gotta save both of us. You know what I'm talking about? Shoot, somebody gotta live to tell the story. You know what I'm talking about?
When am I gonna jump in the water for a night?
And I can't swim.
Now we gotta save.
Now we got a double funeral. They say, what happened? That stupid nigga jumped in there to save me. No, he can't swim. You know what I'm talking about?
You could have pushed him to the side.
How am I push him to the side? I can't even get out the toilet. He an 8 foot, 9 foot boy. What I'm gonna do? Now I'm at the bottom like this here. Looking like burning. You know what I'm talking about? Shit. I wanna live. John 17:5. I wanna live.
John chapter 17, verse 5.
Say, I want to live, sir. I want to live.
And now, O Father, esteem thou me.
Do what?
Esteem thou me.
Do what?
Esteem thou me.
With what?
Thine own self.
Whoa, with thy own what?
Self.
Don't you realize if a man redeemed you, he would esteem you with his own self? And that's not what that just said. Oh, man. I don't know nothing. I'm just a poor nigga from Duval County. Come on with it, though.
He said, esteem me with thy own self, which I have had with thee before the world was. I have manifested thy name.
Now you know how he had it with him before the world was? Because he said the lamb that is what?
Slain before the foundation.
So he redeemed him before the world was made. And where do we see that in the law? In the first 3 verses. Because I told that brother that. I said, bro, the death and resurrection of Mashiach is in it. Because he was like, everybody say that Genesis 1 and 3 is about him. He was asking a sensitive question. So I'm not like taking off. He was asking sensitive. But we had a real, what's the word I'm looking for? A real genuine conversation. You know what I'm saying? Just let him see my perspective of why, okay, we can fit this in here and that's him. Because I'm like, bro, the book say Torah is light, right? Book say that in him was the light was the life of men, right? Book say he was the Torah made flesh, word made flesh, right? He's that light. You know what I'm talking about? It's very, very simple. Very, very simple proof. If man say, I am the light of the world. The book say Alahym is what? Light and no part darkness. So if he said let there be light, there go Alahym. And if there go Alahym, guess who that is? Ain't no Malachim, nigga.
That's the son.
That's the son. Because he didn't say that he would redeem a Malachim. Because what we read in Hebrews chapter 1 is the reciting of Telahim 45. You know what I'm saying? So that scripture that he's referring to, well, there is someone that is greater than a Malachim. You're going to have to ascertain who is this person that is it David? Of course not. Is it Yasharal? Oh, of course. That's all you can do if somebody say Yasharal. Really? Really? Because it's unbelief and lack of understanding. That's what these things are. This is what this is referencing. That's what I'm sitting there telling you. How many of y'all, like he mentioned y'all seeking, but are you seeking understanding? Because you can open up this book and read it all day, and it'd be Mandarin Chinese if you ain't seeking no understanding. You know what I'm talking about? And then he also, what he sat back and mentioned is he said, give this stuff to those who have oversight of the house. See, the book sat back and said that the priest's lips should do what? And they should do what? Seek the law out his mouth. So they like this here, you supposed to go holler at it. You know what I'm talking about? But then these dudes talking about the Ruach is my teacher. The YAHUAH guides me. You going to hell because that ain't what he told you. He told you to seek the law from the priest's mouth then. So why you ain't seeking it then? I need no man. I don't trust in man. You seeking the law from the priest's mouth is not trusting in no man. That man told you, Paul, he had already read it in 1 Corinthians chapter 2, that your faith should stand in the wisdom of Alahym and not in men. Say, we don't speak enticing words with man's wisdom. You know what I'm talking about? So you're supposed to be able to know when somebody preaching. Is he using man's wisdom or is he dropping the word? Because if he's dropping the word, then you hearing the word of Alahym out the mouth of a man like the law said you would. You know what I'm talking about? Because like I told you, it ain't for me because I preach. Because I like I said, I have no problem. I go right to that. I'm going to holler at you, boy. And I got your number. I'm going to hit you tomorrow, man. Because I got a question, my son. You know what I'm saying? I'll read you something the other day. Man, I said, maybe you can work that in one of these days. Because I need to know about that. You know what I'm saying? See, I told y'all this other day, see, anybody who preached the word, they have to be able to serve. You know what I'm talking about? But also that means they would have to be willing to follow. See, you can't lead. See, Malcolm X had been said this here, because that's what he was taught. Before you can lead, you got to know how to follow. Before you can preach the words, you got to live it. You know what I'm saying? You can't talk about something you don't live. How's anybody gonna take you seriously? They not. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of y'all know, boy, that y'all were trying to convince and convert people who was looking at you like, are you serious? I was with you yesterday. You know what I'm talking about? I was with you yesterday, dog. Do you forget? Is your memory that short? Have you been smoking and your short-term memory has been extinguished? Because, nigga, I was with you yesterday. We don't even want to talk about last week. You know, we won't even talk about last week. And y'all knows, last month, I'm going to take a nap. Okay. But then you wonder why they don't latch on, though. Because I'm telling you, I tell you, man, I tell you like this here. Just use Lil Muffin as a Lil Muffin sat back. I ain't bring no word to Lil Muffin. You know what I'm talking about? Every now and then I tell her son, man, I ain't sit back like, Lil Muffin, you need to do this. I ain't do none of that. Lil Muffin watched. So I know my brother. I see, okay, time went on, month went on, 2 months went on, 3 months went on, a year went on. Okay, he actually doing this. I see the benefit of it. I've always wanted to do what my brother was doing. I'm come holler at him about that. I ain't have to sit down and bombard her with no word every other day. I ain't do that at all. You know what I knew? I knew if I do this and I live this, she will follow suit. You know what I'm saying? If there's people who love you and respect you, you know what I'm talking about? And you live this particular way, and they have that type of esteem for you and respect for you, they will follow suit. You know what I'm talking about? You ain't got to say nothing. You ain't got to say nothing. If they don't follow suit, then guess what that means? This ain't what they wanted to do. It's not very many people that you just gonna pull by coming at them all the time. I done learned that. You know what I'm saying? Personal experience. Cause you to be in the hood with it. Every day them niggas know. They'll come up and be like, yeah, bro, hit me off with some of that word, man. And I know that nigga finna go hit a hoe in 5 minutes. Literally, I know he finna sell a rock as soon as he walk off from me. Like he got a pocket full of them. I already know this. But every time I slide on the block, them niggas coming up, congregating around me though. This nigga finna go get super high when he leave from around me. They be like, bro, they'll come up to me, bro, hit him off with that stuff you told us yesterday. They ain't trying to live it though. Some people just like to impart information. They sit back looking at, well, they know bro ain't finna do this. Like they would say this, like, bro not finna do this, bro's not finna do this, bro not finna do this. But they know they finna go do it though. I remember little homie say, man, just come sit up here with me in the trap. I'm not sitting in no trap with you, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not because of that. I can't take the risk of police rush. You know what I'm talking about? I can't go back to jail, not for this. Then you know what the stupid niggas say, see, I was preaching the word in the trap. See, I got arrested because Yahuwah wanted me to spread the word in the jailhouse. Look at that. Dude say that in my line. No, he wants you to spread, he wants you to spread the word on the street, not in no jailhouse. You know what I'm talking about? He wants you to spread the word in the jailhouse, that means you went to jail for the word. Not for sitting in a dope house. You went to jail for possession of cocaine, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? Possession of a firearm by convicted felon because there were guns in here. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no more time left in me, boy. They got all theirs. Straight up. They got all theirs. I ain't got nothing left for them. I'm talking about we done, sir. I can't go behind no more razor wire fences. I can't go behind no blue doors. I'm straight on that. You know what I'm talking about? I only go to jail for this. That's it. Or for one of my people. Because if you cross one of my people, I will send you to hell and I will call the police and tell them you need to come pick this nigga up. I'm right here waiting on you. Oh yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Defense of my people, hey, I'm gonna leave you stank right where you at, and I'm gonna stand up. I'm not gonna run and hide nowhere. I'm gonna sit right there and wait on him. I'm gonna call him myself. Y'all just killed me one. You need to come pick him up. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, play with the right one. You try the right one, they'll find out. You know what I'm talking about? Leave you where you at now. Leave you where you at. Like I said, so you literally waited on us. So did. I got 25 years in me for that. I'll sleep in the jailhouse, in the prison house good every night. You know what I'm talking about?
They got what, stand your ground.
Man, ain't no stand your ground for no fellas. I'm still gonna do 5 to 10 for having that weapon.
Even if it's your bare hands.
Your bad hand.
They're registered. Now, if I get bare hand, I ain't gonna punch you. I'm gonna try to choke the life out you. Look you right in your eyes. I did this because I thought it was a bullet. Hey, but come on, let's look at his Redeemer, man. Romans 8:8. You gotta understand, son, the Father ransomed the master from the grave so that the master could ransom us from the grave. Because that's what he said, he's redeemed. But hold on, I'm gonna read you verse 7, Isaiah 44, because we were 5:30. He said, and who as I shall call and shall declare it and set it in order for me, since I appointed the ancient people, and the things that are coming shall come, let them show unto them. That man saying, who appointed it? Who set it in order? Did not we already read in Luke 24 where the master came in and set in order the sayings? And guess what that come into? Who remember what Hebrew word is talking about a man who set things in order? Now he just said it in the back. Say it again for him.
Kohan.
Well, not the Kohan, that's the priest. That's the Koheleth or the preacher. Remember that we dealt with that a long time ago. Now Ecclesiastes chapter 12. You know what I'm talking about? Let me read that for you real quick. That was a long time ago, so I ain't mad at nobody then. That was a good little minute. Ecclesiastes 12, and what that is. About verse 9, say, moreover, because the preacher was wise and still taught the people knowledge, yet he gave good heed and sought out and set in order many proverbs. Proverbs is dark saying. Did not Mashiach come and set in order? He came and set it in order. He said, who is as I shall call, he said, who as I shall call and shall declare it. Who declared it? Mashiach declared it. Again, going back to the premise in Psalm 14. How many of these people are actually seeking out Alahym and his understanding? How many of y'all are actually searching the scriptures for in them you think you have eternal life, and they are talking about YAHUAH HaMashiach that you might have life? How many people are actually seeking that out? That means the same esteem that this man had from the beginning, he just passed it to his son passing it on to you. You know what I'm talking about? So when these dudes say that, he ain't giving his esteem to another. Don't look to be a son of Alahym then. Don't quote Psalms 82 and 6 to me and say, ye are gods and sons of the Most High. Don't quote that to me then. Because if he ain't going to give his esteem to another, he going to give his ruach to you then. You start. Because it said Yahuwah, the king of Yasharal, and his redeemer, Yahuwah. See, we're going to have to do something in that, because you know some people say, yeah, no, I'm not going to start with that. Come on with it, man.
Romans 8:8.
Yeah, man.
Romans chapter 8, verse 8. So then they that are flesh cannot please Alahym, but ye are not in the flesh, but in the Ruach.
You in the what?
In the Ruach.
Why that?
If so be that the Ruach of Alahym dwell in you. Now if any man have not the Ruach of the Mashiach, he is none of his.
You don't belong to him. You see how imperative it is for you to get it? You won't actually belong to him. You know why? Because he wouldn't have redeemed you. See, if he belonged to the Father, that's why he say, give me the esteem of that, redeem me. You got to understand that John 17 prayer is asking for redemption for himself and for the apostles and all those who would believe on him through the apostles. Go ahead.
And the Mashiach being you, the body is dead because of sin, but the Ruach is life because of righteousness.
We talked about this last night. Love ought to be strong as death. Your faith in this man should be so strong, you'll hit the grave behind him. Because he said they overcame him by the what? The blood of the Lamb, the word of their testimony, and they love not their own life unto the death. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like I say, like it's real easy to say, what if your faith and if you ain't confident and solidified in yourself, then you're not gonna stand. If you got a little, like I told y'all last night, and I got everybody in the flesh, and I'll tell you why everybody in the flesh. I told y'all last night, Alahym does not sow doubt. That is a work of the adversary. You cannot read anywhere in this word where Alahym sows doubt. He don't do nothing but affirm a conviction and faith in him. That's what he do. You know what I'm saying? When somebody coming through sowing doubt, or whether it's doubt that's in your own self, that is the adversary. I'm telling y'all that so you can recognize that and see that and be able to bat it down. I told you last night, you know what I'm saying, when I was dealing with that earlier in the year, see, I knew that, but I was in a state where I wasn't weak enough to fight it off. I already knew it. I already knew. And you know, because I told you that myself before it even got real. I said, I already know that's the devil. You know what I'm saying? Because I know my Alahym, I know how he operates. So when you got people coming to you sowing doubt near you, that is the devil. You know what I'm talking about? And I ain't talking about sowing no doubt on some old miscellaneous stuff. I'm talking about things that you make a move spiritually and naturally. Because it'd be like this, you could go make a move, let's say on a natural level, business-wise, a nigga come tell you, man, you know this will happen and this will happen. You gotta tell that nigga from around you. You know what I'm saying? Get that nigga from around you. There's a difference in somebody actually coming to you constructively saying, hey, you need to strategically plan. And you need to, you know what I'm saying? So your stuff don't fall out. Because it's the same difference like this here, right? Because I used to watch, what's that show called? Bar Rescue.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I just remember one dude that when he opened this bar, he had a lot of success at the beginning. But he didn't really have no strategic plan on what he was doing, nothing. And over time, it fell off. He didn't know how to bounce back from that. Then when you sit back and you look at spiritually, a lot of people seem to feel like they have a lot of success when they first start. But they don't actually have a strategic plan of knowing the plan, which is knowing Mashiach, and then they fall off to the wayside. Because you got to be able to endure. And you sit back when he tell you about enduring, it's people who know the plan. You know what I'm saying? When you know the plan, then you know how to move when certain things occur and happen. You know what I'm talking about? But you got to realize something. Nigga come sowing doubt, that's the devil. I told you last night, when Peter came through, of course Peter was carnal, so he didn't know. He was saying, man, that ain't going to happen to you. He was trying to sow doubt in the mastermind that he shouldn't die. Why he said, get behind me, Satan, you're an offense to me. You saving the thing that be a man and not an Alahym. You know what I'm saying? You great. Go ahead.
We have verse 10 of Romans chapter 8. And if Mashiach be in you, the body is dead because of sin, but the Ruach is life because of righteousness. But if
it's life because of righteousness, is it life because of the law, or is it life because of faith? It's life because of your faith. That's why he redeemed the man, because he believed. He said, I will not suffer my Kadesh one to see corruption. The master kept walking around telling him, I'll get up on the third day. I'll get up on the third. So he had to believe that his father would redeem him. He was telling him, my father going to redeem me. That'd be easy. Go ahead, man.
But if the Ruach of him that raised up Yahushua from the dead dwell in you, he that raised up Mashiach from the dead shall also quicken your mortal body by his Ruach that dwelleth in you. Therefore, brethren, we are debtors, not to the flesh, to live after the flesh. For if ye live after the flesh, ye shall die. But if ye through the Ruach do mortify the deeds of your body, ye shall live. For as many as led by the Ruach of Alahym, they are sons of Alahym.
So all remember, and we'll end it with that. They're taking you back to remember thy Creator and the days of thy youth. You know what I'm saying? You born again, born of righteousness, become a son of Alahym, then you'll remember this man. But hallelujah for Yahushua.